Good evening. What a crazy, bloody week it's been. Ugh, crazy, bloody week. Can I get a mic check, guys? Sound check. Let me know if you can hear me. It's been a bloody, bloody tough week. Moon Swatch release. Wearing my King Diamond T-shirt. King Diamond, originally from the band Merciful Fate, a Danish, a Danish band. King went his separate ways after a while, and then he started his own thing. Bloody awesome, bloody great band. Uh, just opened up a can of Spindrift. You get them in many places in America. Target. Target, if you're not from the States, is a big. It's like Walmart, It's just huge. It's huge. It's bigger than anything from Northern Ireland, where I came from originally. Bloody Northern Ireland. Lot of lot of fighting in Northern Ireland, but they weren't fighting about watches or the lines for the Moonswatch this week. What do you say? What do you say we talk about watches? What do you say, guys? Hey guys, happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of, another Friday night stream on the Bobby Legs Loves Watches channel. I'm joined by our clean shaven Dib. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing
What's going
well.
on? Dib, I need a mic check on you. I don't know if I could hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, let me know, chat, if you can hear Dib. I got this new setup here, and it could be that. It could be like I'm having a little trouble hearing you guys. You know what I'm gonna do, Dib? One real quick. I'm just gonna put back the other headphones that I normally have, and see if I can get that little technical difficulties um, clear it up here. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, y'all.
All right.
How about that, Dib? Can you hear me now? Loud and clear? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was having a little fun there. I don't know if you caught that. I was inspired by a live stream that Ocean O'Malley does.
Mhm.
Anyway, anyway, what's going on, man? You looking great, clean shaven.
Uh, yeah. Decided to take it all down. Get the skin some breathing air.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. Hey, what do you got on wrist today, man?
Wearing the sub. You know.
Yeah, and you know what I'm wearing. I'm also wearing the sub. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Um, I got my watch box back. I think I mentioned on Tuesday, and from my friend who was holding it for me, and I really miss this watch a whole lot. I'm glad I got it back on wrist, and yeah, thinking about burning all the Seikos down, Dib. And we're going to talk about Seiko releases, but I've been amassed a few Seikos in the last couple of months, and Bobby Legs loves Seikos. Maybe Bobby Legs sells Seikos coming up soon. So anyway, we could talk a little bit about that first. Before let's just jump in and say hello to everybody. Sorry about the little choppiness, guys. I was trying to do something different there, and then I couldn't hear Dib with the other mic with the other headphones. So you know, banging start as always. Let's say hello to the chat. Hey, Maison is here. How you doing? Detroit Spartans here. What's going on, Detroit? Bill K is here. Rick is here. How are you, Rick? Hey, Chaz is here. Bruno, what is up? What's going on? Hey, Marceau is here. How you doing? Chaz is wearing his Gray Side of the Moon tonight. Very, very nice. Very nice. Paul's wearing his Pelagos 39. Rick is wearing his GP Laureato and ceramic. Hey, Peter C is here. What's up, Peter C? How you doing? Stefan is here. Mazone saying greetings and salutation, watch folks. 50 fathoms, 5015-12B, 30-98B on the wrist tonight. Which one is that, Dib? Do you know off the top of your head? Just a
Uh,
regular.
that's one brand I don't really care about. So
Well, you don't care to know a lot about. I mean, Long Pine 50 fathoms. That's pretty.
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings on a Friday night. So
Man, 7 minutes in and you're already hurting feelings. I could tell you that much. uh, Longines Spirit Pioneer on wrist. Excellent choice. Jim T, milk. Ming on wrist. Milk. I almost said milk. Who needs a drink? The intern says. Maybe. Well, I mean, I got my spin drift. I'm sure Dib's got some some libations. Ken is checking in from Pittsburgh. How you doing? Um, Stefan said hello to Stefan already. Therapy session needed. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't know if it's because of my intro or you actually need to talk something out, Rick. Let us know. If you need to talk something out, we can. If we're going to watch this, right? I mean, we're not talking about anything else serious, but let me know and I'll throw in the link for you. Um, Target, yeah, Target. Is that how they say? Is that how Ocean would say Target? Target. Okay. Yeah, Bruno. Again, just trying a little something different. Having a little fun with O'Malley. Um, I feel like his like. Have you ever seen his live streams, Dib?
I
No.
no, he just annoys me at a
Okay.
molecular level. So no.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Well, fair enough. Um, I mean, I don't stick around. I just like to pop in every once in a while, and it's always very, very dark, and he's always very close to the microphone, or it sounds like he's very close to the microphone, and he goes into detail about like a lot of things that are just around him, which I think is kind of amusing. And I don't know. I just thought on a whim I would do something like that. Um, Thanks, Michael. Didn't know I was watching the time watch. Uh, JJ is all the way from Michigan. How you doing, sir? Underachieving watch collector. Was that Bobby? Was that Ocean? I don't know. I think maybe that'd be the last time we see Ocean on this channel. Yeah, the Dibster is in the house. Dib looking good, getting the accolades. For sure. Dib looks like he's 14. You do look young when you shave. I gotta admit that. Now, is there a reason behind this? Or you just every once in a while? Well, we don't have to get into the reason. But I know every once in a while you like to shave your beard, and it looks good. It looks good. Um, Young Excellency, cheers from Atlanta, Canada. How you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Wayben's here. Um, Loud and clear, louder than you, Bob. Yeah, yeah, I'm good. This is new equipment. My buddy Clayton from the Watchdog podcast sent this in for me to try out, and to his credit, he was like, "Let's get together before you do anything, just to test it out and whatnot." And of course, I don't listen to instructions, right? And so I just figured I'd just try it anyway. But now I know I really should get together with him and work it out, especially before we do our next Watch Soup, which is going to be this Sunday. Um, is this still part of Ocean's Bed? Okay. No, it wasn't. Uh, Sounds good, especially since I was yeah in Italy, right? Um, hey, Kevin S is here. How you doing? Edward, good to see you. Not sure if I've seen you here before, but good to see you. Um, has the intern done all the prep work for that? Was all so if it wasn't good, that's the intern's fault. If you guys want to see more of that, then I'll take the credit. But yeah, I mean, I think that was more of the intern doing it. Burning down Bobby Shocker. Yeah, Kevin, I know. We'll talk about it. Seiko Sunday. um, Speaking of Seikos, James says, wearing his white Dial Slim Turtle tonight. Excellent watch. I had a couple versions of that watch. Dib, you've owned the Slim Turtle, haven't you?
I've had the slim turtle, but in a black dial, not the
Yeah,
white dial.
not the white dial. Yeah, I've had the white dial and I've had the black dial. You know, the black dial on rubber when it came out, that was the one I wanted, and I couldn't, find it anywhere initially. And I ordered the white dial on Sakura, and that was nice and all. But I was still thinking, that black dial is very very cool, and I wanted that one, and that was the one to get. And then I finally got it, and it kind of like it was nice, but I guess like the anticipation was way more than when I got it in hand. You know what I mean? Like I'd lost
Mm.
that loving feeling for it, right? So that's what happened to me. Um, Bobby needs to consolidate like into like one Seiko. No need for something. You know, good point, Tiffany, and that's where I was kind of going. The SNR Seiko is staying. That watch I love. Um, it is awesome. I wear it often. I've worn that watch the most since I got the watch, right? Which was like over a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, and it's just a great, cool watch with a spring drive and titanium, and it's so light. The only thing I would say is I'm trying to get a source a OEM rubber strap that went on the diver version of that watch because I want to get it off the leather, especially in the summer. I don't like wearing leather straps in the summertime. So if I can find or get that rubber strap, it's tough. It's tough because it's got to be real specific too. It's like you can't get like any random rubber strap to fit that because where the lugs are situated, the lug holes. Um,
Mm.
Ken Spear is wearing his Kamasu tonight. Um, Hot date dip. Oh, number one dib fanboy, Detroit Spartan, asking if Dib is going on a hot date. Um, Steve Time Hill saying, I have some corgi videos I would like you to see. Will only take an hour or two. Oh, okay, that's for Peter. I just didn't know where you go with that. Okay, Peter and Steve talking about corgis. Stefan is wearing the Reuter from the Tim Masso watch group, right? Edition. Uh, um, nice watch. Nice watch. I'm starting to warm up to it. I wasn't really that crazy about it when I first saw it, but now I'm starting to warm up. The more and more pictures I see, the more I'm warming up to it. I have to say. Um, Dib does look preppy tonight. Like Dib, you look like you're coming straight out of like a J. Crew catalog.
Hmm.
Um, with the shirt. Okay. Um, TH, you should ask Bobby to share your screen. Time. Oh, um, okay. Maison saying the so the one he has is greater than the 515 is the 45 millimeter fathoms, or maybe saying it's bigger. Uh, 12E is
No,
titanium. No.
he's breaking the number down.
Oh, okay. I follow now. I follow
15 is the 45 millimeter, 12B designation is titanium,
titanium,
pretty
and
black
30 is the
dial.
black dial. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it now. I got it now. The greater sign threw me off. I'm not so good at the reading. KR Joy's here. What's on the wrist tonight, Detroit Spartan?
He's wearing the
Um,
Destro Sprite, if I
ooh,
remember correctly. All
yeah.
right.
I've seen some. I've seen. Was it? Bark and Jack, Adrian, throw up some renders of a, or was it Bark and Jack, or somebody has thrown up some renders of a the sprite, but with not the left hand now as a prediction for a new release by Rolex this year. A rare glimpse into stunning beardless Dib in the wild. A big day for everyone. Um, and Chaz is saying Dib will be fully bearded by morning. Okay, fair enough. It's raining, Rick. Maybe next. Okay. Audio sounded better with the big mic. Yeah, I'm. You're right. This mic is so much better. I just couldn't get I couldn't hear Dib as well, and that was a problem. So I don't know if it's a problem with the hookup here, with that um, headphones and the mic. So I'll get that situated. I'll get that straightened by Sunday. Dan, thank you. Um, Colin is wearing his Polar Explorer 2. Dib looks like a college student. Uh, Time Hill is wearing a Pepsi and drinking a Coke. SPB 313 with the white dial was the one I liked. Yeah, with the Slim
Uh,
Turtle.
yeah, that's the same total. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Detroit, you're an international playboy, Dib. Celibacy isn't an option for you. Okay, sorry, Dib. I didn't. I just read them. You know what I mean? I just read them. Keep the SPV 107. Do it for Asher. Yeah, that's a really nice one. It is. It is. I'm debating. That's the one that's up for debate. I'm definitely gonna sell the SPV 149 and the SBDC 085. Is that the blue dial one that I have? Not the Sumo. So I think it's the SBDZ C085. Uh, and then I may sell this one, Kevin. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Trying to raise a little money for something, you know. So I gotta sell what least hurts. Um, I'm in. Chaz is saying, Tom, it's like we are meeting Dib's younger brother, who's a freshman on the soccer team. Um, I think those Prosecco Glass models are the best of Seiko. Yeah, I agree, and that's why that SNR staying for sure. Romy's here. Halia C4 Nimbus Gray on Ristonite. Digging it. Um, Choice Barnes. So yeah, I got two now, so better like them. Absolutely. Rick is still not crazy about the Tim Masso group watch. I think, like I said, I think it's growing on me for sure. Uh, don't be hard on yourself, Bobby Legs. You're having to translate into Irish. Uh, what's up for Watch Super? Okay, yeah. So we have a couple videos that we are um, going to pick apart or analyze, and I will put out the um, video. I'll publish the notify me that kind of thing tomorrow with the the videos. I think there's going to be a video in there with the time teller about the Apple Watch, and a couple other ones that I just off the top of my head I forgot which ones they are. But I'll give you guys a heads up, a day's heads up on which videos we're going to be doing. Um, just gotta catch up here. Hey, New Yorkers here. What's happening? Sporting my first John Mayer G-Shock in honor of seeing him tomorrow night. So Neera is going to go see John Mayer, and I actually asked him the other day. I'm like, which he has all three generations of John Mayer G-Shocks. I'm like, which one are you going to wear? And he's going to wear the first one. So there you go. Um, Dib will give you $400 for the SPV 107. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, Bobby's wearing the Doxa Aqualung tonight. Okay, so we finally got through it all. All right, Deb.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get started here. Let's talk some releases. I wanted to get your thoughts on some Seiko releases that came out this week because I consider you my Seiko. You're one of my Seiko go-to guys. At least you're the only one that will come on the stream. Kevin S is allergic to the camera, so he doesn't really want to come on. But he's also another big Seiko guy. Let's um let's take a look at these Versaces here. Uh, I think these are enamel or ruchi doll. Is it enamel dolls that they have?
Yeah, so
Um,
it's a mix of shipper enamel for the blue one. Then there's a rushi lacquer for the red one.
yeah,
It's all there in that article. So I like these watches, but they're starting to get a little pricey. I think, especially with the shipper enamel. They used to do a watch which was exactly the same as this,
yeah.
but with a different the so all these indices are applied instead of painted on the
Mm,
dial.
mm-hmm.
So that's an upgrade. But other than that, like the gold 12, well, gold
Yeah,
plated in the second Zan, there's not a lot of difference between the old Seiko Shippo enamel. Exactly the same watch.
yeah,
But this is like, and again, like the prices are in euros, so it's a little bit more than what we would pay. So I don't know the US prices yet. This was like 2,400 euros, so that's a lot of money to pay for that watch. Again, I'm not saying that the watch isn't worth it, because these watches I think are the unsung heroes of the Seiko line. They are really beautiful in person, and you can get a discount on any Seiko. It's not
yeah,
like you pay full price. Um, it is what it is. Like these will be 40% off soon because nobody really buys these. But I think they're great values for what they offer. These don't use the basic 3 hertz movement. All of these movements are 4 hertz. So lower power reserve, but much more accurate. A
yeah.
lot going on the dial. So yeah,
You know what I like about these dials? These kind of like um, indentations in the dial, or like um, I guess I don't know how, like a dip in the dial right there, like so you could fit in these sub dials. I don't know what to call it or how to describe it, but you know what I mean here, right? You can see like it's kind of like this is not just a flat dial here. Like when you get here to this area where the power, I believe that's probably the power reserve, right? And the days of the week and
and
the and the
the
dates of
date.
the week, dates of
Yeah,
the month. You have like this like kind of like shell, like clamshell here that's like kind of like engraved, not engraved, but it goes into the dial. You know what I mean? I think that's a really cool technique. However they applied it, I think it looks really good. At this price point, do you think though, like for a dress piece for Seiko, like getting kind of close to Grand Seiko territory, do you think that's why
no, no.
these
I mean,
watches don't do well?
I don't think I can ever compare this to a Grand Seiko, because at the end of the day, the movement is still basic in its execution. But I
No, no,
definitely
yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that. I mean, like you can't compare because of the movement, but when you're talking about price points here,
price point.
you're
These are all the max you'll pay. Like the MSRP of these watches at $2,200. What
yeah,
Grand Seiko can you get with? And again, like like all four watches have like separate dials. Like like one has the enamel, Urushi lacquer, Arita porcelain, and the Shippo enamel. I
yeah,
think these are great bargain value, and I wouldn't go anywhere near an Anodane. I'd buy this. Like why
yeah.
why do I want to wait 5 years for a watch which will probably come? I don't know if I live 5 years. I just get this.
Yeah. No, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. And I'm just saying, like, that person who has like 2,200 bucks, I know you can't get a Grand Seiko for that price, but if you save for, 6 months or whatever, however long, you can possibly get yourself into a Grand Seiko. And that's why I'm just wondering why these watches, maybe not this particular run, but the previous generations or the previous runs have not been as popular. That's where I'm getting at.
I think people overall tends to buy more divers from Seiko than their dressy pieces, number
Right,
one.
exactly.
Number two, not a lot of people are willing to fork out more money for a higher end Seiko.
Yeah.
Like look at the state of the SNRs.
Hmm.
I think
Right.
they
Right.
are actually better than the Grand Seiko divers, in my opinion. But who is paying, like $5,000-6,000 for a Seiko? Nobody, like
Right.
it's like, again, like it's like trying to buy a Toyota Avalon. It was the granddaddy. It had everything, lots of space, but
Yeah.
people would rather buy the Lexus IS
Lexus.
in
That's
price.
right. Right. Exactly. Yeah. No, that's a great comparison, and I'm totally with you on that. And I think like people see Seiko. Well, anyway, like maybe here in the states, see at that price point, that's a little bit too much to pay. And when I think Seiko, I actually I think diver first. Now, so it's hard for me to make that leap into a really um, pricey for Seiko standards dress piece. Now, um, if we're talking like a couple years ago, like a Sarb 033, which I wore as a dress watch for a really long time, and those watches were 300 or 400 bucks, I could stomach that, right? Um, and it still looked good. Here, it's pushing the price boundary a little bit, and I think that's why it's hurting them for sure.
I don't think I think it's all a matter of perception.
Yeah.
Uh, the GMT Pepsi, and again, I'm not comparing a Rolex to a Seiko, but price hikes for some watches don't really bother them or affect them.
Yeah.
With Seiko, we always think, all right, I don't want to pay that much money. Why don't I get a Grand Seiko? But if you are looking for a dressy piece with a unique-ish dial, with some level of Japanese craftsmanship, I don't think you can get anywhere close other than this watch. I think these four pieces will always be hits to me. Again, I have not yet bought any of these. Even in the past, I've not bought a enamel dial, but I intend to. Not because my choice among these four watches was first the Shippo enamel, but then I'm
Mm.
like, I'm looking at the old one. I can buy the old one new for 1,200 bucks from Japan, but this one is 2,200.
Yeah.
So my focus shifted on the red lacquer dial.
Yeah. Um, these designs are seem a bit tired from Seiko. So I think I know what Kevin is talking about here, and I think the example that we're looking at right now on the screen, is something that I can get down with. When you throw in that third indentation for that complication or whatever on this one, I think this is the one you like, Deb.
Yeah.
It just seems a little too much going on for me here. Yeah, I mean, this is just like you got a couple of hands that are going facing in. You have the hour and the minute hands going out. It's a little bit much, but that's just a matter of preference. But I hear what Kevin might be saying here on that one for sure. Um, yeah, a young excellently wish they'd make a Shippo enamel with a no date movement and do a no date diver. Intern, thank you all for still hanging around after 20 minutes. Agree. Oh man, this intern. The more you stop your chatter, the sooner we can get into the meat. Oh man, this guy. I don't know how we keep him on the payroll. But he's. I guess we got to keep him. He's the only one that really wants the job. So I can't get Tristan. I can't get into these non-diverse Seikos. I hear you, but also same beautiful dials. Kevin S. I like my Seikos to be divers. I actually, Colin says, like the triple retrograde Presage. I would go for the green and black Urushi dials that were released in the past, though. Hmm. Okay. Um, timeout. I did not know they were 4 hertz. Thanks, Deb. Paul saying this looks like a Q Japanese watch in Swiss drag.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. The green Urushi with a stick indices was a good release from Seiko. SPB 295, a bit cleaner design. Indent, thank you, buddy. I'm not paying, Colin says, $2,000 on one though, 650, and I'll think about it. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, it won't go that low. So probably, $1,000, $1,200.
Yeah, Kevin, I know these are not close to Grand Seiko territory, but I've heard you may say many times, just save up. So like, this is what I'm saying. Like
The
this,
thing is, what Grand Seiko do you have which offers these type of dials?
I totally agree.
There's
I hear
none.
you. Yeah.
Except the SBGW 295, which is at $13,800. There's no other Grand Seiko which offers this type of dial, like porcelain,
Hmm.
urushi lacquer, shippo enamel. So if you want to get a dial which, and again, I'm not questioning the quality. Like people can say, it's lower end, it's not as good as the ones from Ulysse Nadan. But then again, it costs less than 2 grand. Like you're getting options.
Well, did Dib say Seiko is better than a
No, I never
Rolex?
said that. I never said that. But I'm just saying these watches are not immune. Like Rolex, prices go up, it doesn't matter, right? People are still gonna buy it, but when a Seiko price goes up, people go all up in arms. But funny thing is, everybody's increasing prices. So
Yeah.
what can you do?
Beans and bezels here. Dib looks like he's going from window to window trying to sell people overpriced Seikos. Hmm. That cuts hard.
No,
Um,
I mean, I've always been a Seiko proponent. Like even at the worst of times, I'd still buy a Seiko over most of the micro brands out there. It's
hmm
it's it's just
Okay, yeah,
that's just who I am. Like I'm not
yeah.
advocating you do the same, but that's what I'll do. You know,
Where are you going to find some porcelain or enamel dial for under 2K from any manufacturer? Great point. Not an Enerdane, right? Enerdanes are with their
I've seen Anodains and they did not impress me. I don't get why people wait so long for that watch. I'm like, why should I wait? Like all right, like it's good, but is it that good that I have to wait 3 years to get one?
right.
Sorry, it's not a Rolex, it's not an AP, it's not a VC.
I think you're convincing me to sell my Seiko divers and buy this Presage, man. You're making some good points here. Legs, you're right. These Presages will look great with your rock tees. Man, nobody gets away with so much than the intern. I'm telling you. Um, Kevin S. I actually prefer the retrograde date versions. It's chopped Roman numerals that are a bit tired for me. I don't mind the chopped Roman numerals. Um, Chaz is saying intern's cracking the whip. Proud of him for being sober on a Friday. Um, yeah, Colin's saying save a bit longer, Kevin, and maybe you can get one of these Seikos. Good point. Okay, let's I know I'm still trying to catch up with you guys in the chat here, but let's move on to another Seiko release. Something that was a little bit of a head scratcher for me. I got to be honest with you. The these prospect divers with a GMT function. Was this something we've been wanting, Dib? I mean, is this something
I,
that?
I don't know what to make of this watch, if I'm being honest. I mean, there's a lot of text going on in the dial, which I think is unnecessary. And I think this is a missed opportunity for Seiko because they already have a 4 hertz movement with an independent R hand, GMT hand, sorry, in their Presage models, but somehow I they debuted like there's a new caliber out for this movement, and I think it's basically a derivative of the 6R35, so it's like an office GMT. So date one, like if date and the GMT hand tied together. They're $1,500, 1,700 for the green one. Little pricey. I don't think I'll be a buyer. I like the case. I love the
Yeah,
case.
yeah.
I love the smaller dial,
Hmm.
but so much text going on. I mean, was this a watch anybody needed? I don't know. So only time will tell if these are successful. But it's just I think this watch, especially with the movement, is a step backward.
Yeah. I think if you're looking at pure aesthetics, as a diver, I love the look of these, you know, baby Marine Masters, right? These MM200s. Um, I think I'm with you. I don't see the point here of this GMT function on this watch. I'm not a huge fan of GMT and divers. I mean, I just that just doesn't make any sense to me. Um, Even though probably my SNR is the same shape as the SNR diver. But anyway, um, I think these will sell well though. I mean, I think this will be a hit. That's my prediction for most Seiko fans are gonna buy these up.
Only time will tell, and
Yeah, of
definitely
course.
I'll ask my Seiko ADs like if they sold later in the year, you know. But to me, it seems like even more. I mean, you have the Prospects logo, which is way smaller than it used to be, so I'm happy
Hmm.
about that. But you have GMT, then you have Divers 200, then you have Automatic 3 days. It's like they're trying to do too much at the same time. This is a watch which came out of a committee.
Hmm.
Like you had 10 different heads, and they're like, we need to put everything together and make something which nobody needed. So it's like filling a niche, and it's like, like you have a QA test environment, right? This I think is a test bed. Like, is this even needed? Because
Yeah.
what eventually will happen is you'll see this movement in the SPB 63 Mars divers.
Hmm.
Because Seiko always does that.
Yep.
The date feels a little, like squeezed in, so they're not a big fan of that.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't mind the 430 dates as much as many people,
Yeah. I don't mind them at all. Doesn't bother me at all. The 430 dates.
especially with the Lume at night. It looks very clean,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure what the intent was. I mean, Corey loves it, so
Corey loves
we,
it.
we do have a fan here. So I'm happy there's at least one person who thinks that this watch is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look aesthetically. I like it. I still don't get why it's on a diver. I mean, I know why they're doing it, right? I understand that. I still, in general, just like the overall look of it. I think it's going to do well. I know time will tell. I think it's going to do well with most people who don't think this through. In a sense that the movements, they could have gone with a Traveler GNT like Kevin is
They,
saying that
and
they developed last year.
yeah,
Um,
it's like why would you do it? and,
yeah.
and even more so, like, all right, so I want to modify an existing 6R35, make this movement. Seiko already has a 6R31, which is a
Hmm.
no date version of the 6R35, same power reserve. The date kind of looks like an ISO. I mean, the date wouldn't have looked like an ISO if the dial was spaced out, but as
Yeah.
Corey pointed out, it has less breathing room, so
Yeah.
everything's like feels like it's squeezed in. So I don't know. Like, again, we can't question what they do. Just hope the chapter ring lines up.
Yeah.
And
Right.
see, the problem is now this adds two layers of problems. Like, do the chapter, like, if you're buying
Yes.
this and then you're trying to sell it for a cheap
Yeah.
price,
Yeah.
you have those stupid ass buyers. So like, oh, does a chapter ring line up?
Yeah.
Oh, does the
Yeah. Yeah.
bezel line up? Go and buy it from a Seiko AD. Don't
Yeah.
stop harassing me.
Yeah.
Go away.
Um,
So
the green looks good though. The
it
green
does
looks
look
good.
good.
And I guess you're gonna do this save the oceans type dial
I'm not
here.
a big fan of that dial.
Yeah.
I've seen that dial before, like in the Willard case, I think.
Yeah.
Not a big fan. It's like if you want to force something on somebody and they don't even need it. So
Yeah. Limited edition to 4,000 pieces. Oh boy. Yeah. Whatever that means. But the 381 and then 383 will be part of the permanent collection.
what I think, and again, like, I know Seiko isn't gonna listen to me. What they should say is, instead of saying 4,000 limited, just like, run it, like, special edition. Run it for a year. Done. Selling no more.
Yeah.
Because like, they have a huge catalog of watches, so I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Instead of making 4,000 limited editions, like, how many people are buying $2,000 watches in this world? Come on, it's not a big number.
Yeah.
We think it is, but we are a microcosm. So
Cons these look good, but not a buyer. Intern with some jokes. The date is a big man trying to squeeze into some tights. Um, hey, what's up? Great Gambino watch reviews. What's up, man? Good to see you. Great channel. Let's go ahead. Not sure, Kevin S. is why Seiko wouldn't just do a no date dive watch. Um, Seiko should be the kings of no date dive watches.
So definitely, when it comes to selling watches, like given how my ADs have offered watches at the end of the year, especially with watches they need to move, they don't sit on any of the divers.
Hmm.
It's usually the chronographs and the dressy pieces which don't sell. So uh, it's uh, it's it tells. I mean, they sell a shit ton of divers
Yeah.
everywhere.
Romeo 360, if you love the diver watch as a daily wear and a GMT function, why not? Um, Dib said microcosm, but won't say micro brand. Kentucky man, he agrees with you. I'm with you on the no date diver. Seiko loves her dates. Okay, let's move on. I think there was. Do you want to talk about the Cecilia? This is not. This is just a.
It honestly looks so freaking cheap.
Yeah.
Like not the dial, but look at the blue color on the bezel and the
Mm,
crown.
yeah. I
That I
mean,
would expect from a $300 micro brand, not from a
yeah.
$3,000 watch. That I
Yeah.
hate. Like
Yeah.
because
That's
when
off
I
putting.
first saw, yeah, when I first saw the watch, I'm like, you know what, it's interesting. But then knowing Seiko, that's no heat blued or anything. That's just color. That looks bad. And again, this watch is not a big seller. Like this case shape. Watches of Switzerland had the Naomi Uemura Gen 1 for $1,800, which was 40% off
Yeah.
as a clear out sale. So this is not a big hit. So if you plan on buying this watch, buy it at a good discount because if you flip it, you're losing a lot of money.
Flipping hot take by Dib right there, and he does know. So if you guys should pay attention to what when he's talking flips. Seiko 5 Sports customized collection. I mean, is that the were we looking for that?
Again, it's a volume seller for Seiko.
Yeah.
Good for them. It's like they sell lots of these watches. People coming into the hobby, they don't want to do they don't want to buy a micro brand, or they buy their first Seiko and then move on to a micro brand thinking like the micro brand offers better value. I think this is a great entry point. Like I don't know the exact details of the customization because I really don't
Yeah.
buy these watches,
Yeah.
but
These seem like, to me, the Seiko 5 with all the variety, it's like an accessory watch now, right? I mean, like, you can buy whatever
I
kind
mean
of combination you want to.
so I see. So the Seiko 5 line has always been the cheap line, the entry level to
Yeah.
Seiko. It's just people still say, oh, we could have gotten a Seiko for $70 from Long Island Watch, Joma Shop, whatever it is. But that age is done. Like you go out and fill gas. How much are you paying? Like it's just inflation catching
Yeah.
up to these watches. So it's just I would consider these watches to be the $50, $80 equivalent of today. Like 5 years ago, you could get those Seiko 5s for 70, $75. It's a decent, reliable movement. If you want to tinker with it, you can. It's very easy. Lots of opportunities. And I get that. Like they have. How many variations do they have? Maybe more than
It's
50.
ridiculous.
I
It's
don't even. I
ridiculous.
don't, I can't even count. Like not even 50. Like maybe 100.
That's why
So
I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's like an accessory watch now. I mean, you can just like whatever outfit you're wearing, there's probably a Seiko 5 for it.
yeah,
It's
and here's
gimmicky.
here's the thing which I feel. So I was walking to Costco and I see this kid, uh, teenager.
Yeah.
So his dad was wearing a Polar Explorer,
Mm.
5 digit, and the kid was wearing this Seiko 5. $200. I think like that's how it should be, right?
Yeah.
That is the function of a Seiko 5. You get into the hobby, then you realize that, all right, this watch, is too cheap for me,
Yeah.
move it along, and that's about it.
Yeah. Colin is saying it's a good first watch, and they should be after they should be ignored.
Yeah.
Kevin S.
Good
Stay
thing.
away from the Seiko 5 line, but they are. He stays away from it, but they are big sellers. Yeah, James. Yeah, always positioned as a fashion watch. I mean, I think so.
I don't see that. I mean,
Mm,
it's still 100-meter water resistant. I understand people want to crib about not having 200 meters of water resistance, but people will crib about it every day. So 100 meters is perfectly fine for doing almost everything that you do in life. Unless and until you jump off a cliff and you're inside the ocean, different matter.
yeah, crib. Did you say crib?
No, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm just saying that 100 meters is sufficient for most of the activities that we do in real
Yeah.
life,
No, I gotcha. Um, Choice Brown, they look cheap to me. I mean, well, they
and
are.
they
They
are.
are. They're.
They
They
are.
are. They are. Yeah. Looks like a screwed. Well, looks like a screw down crown, but it isn't. All I need to know. Yeah, I think people, when they made the big push a couple years ago for the Seiko 5 as a replacement, even though the Seiko 5 line was always there, but as a replacement to the SKX.
It's
Uh,
simple. You don't like it, you don't buy it.
yeah, yeah, I think people got all upset because it was supposed to be, they thought it was going to be like a replacement for it, and it wasn't. It wasn't a replacement for it. I mean, the
I'd
SKX,
get a 5KX over SKX any day. Any day.
wow, because it
All
hacks? Because it hacks, Dib?
because it hacks, it's a modern watch. I don't need to shuffle like this
Mm,
and show the world that I have a mechanical watch. I hate the
all right.
SKX. It's a
Okay.
shitty watch, it's a cheap watch.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay more than $100 for it.
Underachieving watch collector. I'm more interested in why Bobby's thinking of burning down a Seiko collection to the ground. Look,
Yeah.
I mean, I go in and out of these phases with Seiko. The Seiko diver, especially that mid-range diver, is that line with the reissues of the 62 and the 65, 60. I just those I love those watches. And so I get to a point where like I'm just buying them. Um, because I just like them. And then I realized that I'm not wearing all of them, and I could buy them anytime uh, if I want. I'll go through this phase again. So why not just sell some of this stuff off? And I would have to say, right, it, getting into this recent Seiko frenzy got me to that Seiko SNR, and and if I didn't go through that process, I would have never gotten there. And I love that watch. I love that watch, right? And so now I'm like, okay, okay. I mean, I could. These other watches have served their purpose, right? I could start selling them, raise capital for something else that I have in mind, and and so that's why I'm gonna probably start selling some of those Seikos off very soon. But I'm keeping that SNR because that's such a great. It's a great watch. And look, I mean, like, other than that, the price that I got it for was just bananas. Like what that
There's
watch.
a SNR 027 on
Mm,
Chrono 24 right now
yeah.
for 2,270.
Wow.
It's a
Wow.
$5,500 watch.
Yeah.
Again, thanks to the powers of depreciation, you can
Yeah.
pick a spring drive titanium watch
Hmm.
for the price of a new Seiko Presage,
Yeah. Yeah.
PCPs.
Yeah. I mean, I got my SNR for just a little bit above that. I think like around the $2,500 range, and spring drive titanium. I mean, like, and it looks awesome. Um, very
I,
very happy.
I got my SLAO for 3 and it's kind of ruined all the cheaper Seiko divers for me. I
Interesting.
wouldn't go back. Like,
Okay.
I always buy Seikos to flip, because
Yeah.
I have an unhealthy obsession, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't buy a Seiko diver below 3, below 4 grand now.
Yeah.
The SLA 043 is that good,
Mm.
and I paid 3 grand for mine,
Wow.
uh, which was a
Yeah.
hefty
Yeah.
discount,
Yeah.
almost $1,500 off. Ever brilliant steel, very good
Mm.
movement, uh, excellent dial, excellent lume. I have nothing bad to say about it, you know.
Yeah.
But for me, once I move up a certain price point, I don't go back to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It- I might buy, you know, keep it for a week or two, and then my mind automatically tells me, "What are you doing? Just sell it off," you know. So I'll lose some money, just, you know, move
Yeah.
it along.
I hear you, and I think, like, recently, someone lent in for me to do a video on the um, MM300 limited edition with that beautiful blue dot. I forget the number.
Say, guy,
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Seiko. And if I picked up an MM300, not that one in particular, but any MM300, I mean Master 300, it would probably ruin me for the other ones. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't see myself, even though I like those mid tier Seiko divers a whole lot. Like I don't think I could go back if I bought a Marine Master, because that watch is so good. That watch is so good. That's like a
mhm.
real dive watch. You know what I mean? So I hear you with that. Um, Hey Thomas, how are you? Orange Dial Seiko 5 GMT is a great value piece and looks great. Rather have one than a Moonswatch. Um,
A
yes,
moon
Seiko,
swatch
definitely
definitely.
Seiko 5 over Moonswatch.
Yeah, I mean the moon swatch definitely has its place somewhere. It's not in my house.
Yeah, Moonswatch is garbage. Okay, every guy's taking a hard stance on the Moonswatch. Maison was. I'm afraid I do not find Seikos inspiring. For a lot of people, they are their first mechanical watch, and so have a soft spot for them, even when they have moved onto higher end pieces. I could relate to a little bit of what you're saying there. Uh,
Definitely. Yeah.
uh, More professional divers have worn Seikos than any other watch. Enough said. Colin, congratulations on your Moonswatch. You bought a piece of crap, but I want to be part of the community. Um, Yeah, the intern is okay. He's tried to. He fair enough. He did try to warn me about the Seikos, but
But
I mean,
here's the good thing. So how many Seikos do you have? 5 Seikos now. So
in total,
you
yes, yeah,
in total 5 Seikos. So you have a
yeah,
better understanding of what Seiko you want now that you have 5 Seikos, and I
yeah,
think you bought them at all price.
yeah.
So you're not going to lose a lot of money. You know, like if you forward to
No, no,
somebody
I don't.
else.
Yeah, yeah. I think
So
I think
definitely,
I.
you know, Seiko is one of the easier brands to sell. You know,
Mhm,
at a loss, of probably, but it's
yeah,
just the higher end SLAO for 3 just ruined every other Seiko watch for me. I
I hear you.
wish that I could get a bracelet on it, but I don't want to pay $500 for a Seiko bracelet. They're not that good.
Yeah. Kevin S. I always keep a few Seiko mid-tier divers for fun, but love the higher end Seiko divers. Paul is saying that he misses the SPV 143. I think that's one of them. I'm going to be selling, Paul. If you're interested, give me a shout. Dan, you need to go through all those lower Seikos to appreciate the higher end Seikos. I 100% agree with that, Dan. Now we only have a few minutes left. Colin had put up a post earlier on the chat, and I I wanna I wanna indulge him a little bit here. Um, let's do it. Angry Chicken Watch, the Ulysse Nardin Rooster. My new favorite watch of all time. Um, let's uh, let's see if we can get an image here of it. Dib, you have a thing for watches with tigers on it. I have one with birds, especially angry chickens. Look at that thing. Oh my God, Dib,
I mean,
talk to me.
it's a work of art. I mean, you know, like if chickens are your thing, go for it. You know,
Yeah, look, dude, seriously, like if I hit the lottery tomorrow, right? like the first thing I'm doing is I'm buying this watch. I
I mean,
am buying this
a
watch.
lot of care and love and actually workmanship has gone on this dial. It's, it might look funny because it's a chicken, but I mean, look at the intricacy of the dial, like, and it's a rose gold case with a good movement. Uh, it's just a win for whoever can actually afford to buy and keep this piece, because we know that it's gonna lose value. Like, even if you buy it used. So
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely. I mean this one, I mean this is why like, this is one of these watches. This is like a lottery watch, right? I mean this is like, I'm not gonna put any of my hard-earned money on this. But I mean look at that thing. I mean, oof, look at this. I mean like this is like the detail on this is just super amazing. Um, I just love it. Um, and there's and look there's more. There's more watches like this out there. Rooster watches. Let's look at some rooster watches. I mean, oh man, I probably should be really careful.
I think
Um,
we should have started with the roosters and then gone down, instead of talking about shitty Seiko 5s and then going to a $41,000 watch.
yeah, yeah. I mean, so true. Um, I mean, but look at these things. Watches with birds on it. My thing. Look at it. I mean, look at this. Look at that. I mean, that is just exquisite. What's going on here? It's like I never used a computer before. Look at that thing. I mean, Jacques Droz. I mean, just notorious with the bird watches, right? Um,
I think the rooster has a lot of significance in the Chinese calendar, so definitely those watches are, I think they're mostly made for the Chinese market. But again, I might be wrong. I'm just
yeah,
guessing, but they're excellent watches. It's just you need to appreciate the watch for what it is. Not a lot of people are gonna like having a rooster on their watch, but if you
how
like
dare
it,
they? How dare they, Deb? How dare you not want a rooster on your watch, right?
I mean, for me, why would I want a rooster? Tiger is a majestic being. A rooster is something which will get eaten in a couple of days.
Have
So,
you have excuse me, have you ever been uh, around a rooster, like a
yes,
fighting rooster?
yes,
You,
they're
you
annoying.
don't want to. You don't want to look. I lived in Puerto Rico for a while, man, and I used to go there a lot. And there's a lot of rooster fighting. Right? Whether you think it's you know morally right or not, that's a different question. I'm just saying that there's it used to be all around me, and those things are mean as f. You know what I
I,
mean?
I mean, I've not been near fighting roosters, but I was born in India and I've been to farms. Cricket bat. Again, like like it might not be PG friendly. Like, if an angry rooster came at me, a cricket bat is what it's gonna get. You know?
Yeah. And then you consider them like a vegetable, so then you'd eat it,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
They're a higher order vegetable. That, like, come on.
Yeah. Um, that's a beautiful watch too, Thomas. Um, how do I feel about the sexy memories? I mean, I mean, they're fine. They're fine. But I mean, like, I want some like birds on my watches. Roosters are great. Peacocks are fine. Any kind of like really vibrant colored bird is something that will keep my attention. I mean, but not even just the vibrant colors. I mean, like a majestic eagle. Like, give me an eagle. You know what I mean? Like, I would. Oh man, I love this. And then you had the Jack Hydros with the bird with the eggs, and it's like chimes. It's like, oh, hey, little birds are born. You know, that's that's
Main question
watchmaking.
is, will the eggs hatch, and can you make an omelet out of it?
Dib, sometimes you just take it too far, Uh, learning about Ross Kingston, interesting. Waiting on a custom tentacle. Oh, okay. Um,
Sorry.
uh, come to the Bronx. We got plenty of roosters around here. My neighbors had chickens, no rooster chickens. If they had a rooster, it would have been my buddy. It would have been totally my buddy for sure. Um, Dib, don't worry about it. Next week we'll talk about your Tiger watches, um, for sure. I mean, I look, I total respect for Tigers. I know you love them. I know you have a really huge affinity for Tigers, and if I hit the lottery, like I first thing buy a chicken watch, and then the second thing I'd buy you a Tiger watch. Um,
Right? We have a deal.
we have a deal. Anyway, Dib, so awesome. Thank you for coming on and giving us your take on Seikos. You really are my one of my Seiko gurus, and I appreciate your take on the new releases. Um, Chat, you're awesome again tonight. Thank you so much for everything. Oh, Thomas, thank you for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. And guys, I will see you along with Sanjay from the Engineer Wannabe channel and Clayton from Watch Out Podcast this Sunday for another episode of Watch Soup. See you then. Take it easy, guys. Good night. Have a
See
great
ya.
weekend.